Hari Om and welcome to all the divine Atmajyotis to today's Bhagavadgita satsang. Let us continue our contemplation on the questions based on sriprabhuji's Purna Yoga talks. Right now we are on the day 3 talk, and today we will begin from question number 8. So day 3 talk deals with Karmayoga and Sthita Prajna, which is in the Sankhya Yoga chapter. So today's question to begin with is, what is the difference between Karmaroga and Karmayoga? What is the difference between Karmaroga versus Karmayoga? Who wants to begin?
Can I start, Vijayji?
Yes, Rajita ji.
Hari Om. So karma, when you do it as a nishkama karma, unselfish acts, it becomes yoga. So yoga means Jivatman unites with Paramatma. Jiva and Brahma. Jiva can easily attain, feel that he is a Brahma. That is yoga. So in order to feel, go to that Advaita state, the Nishkama karma is very much helpful. So through Karma Yoga, so when your acts, all your acts, every moment, when your acts are unselfish, then it is very easy to practice Karma Yoga in our daily lives. Otherwise, if everything is for I, me and mine, then that suffering starts, and the selfishness, selfish attitude, selfish karmas. So it leads to Karmaroga, which leads to suffering. So that is my understanding. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Rajita ji.
ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಆಗ್ಲಿಮ್ಮ.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಮ ರೋಗ ಮತ್ತು ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ ಇವೆರಡರುಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಇರುವಂತ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸಗಳು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ನಾವು ಮಾಡುವ ಕೆಲಸ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಆದರೆ ಕರ್ಮ ರೋಗಿಯು ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯ ಅಂತ ತಿಳಿದು ಅವನು ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯತೆಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗವು ನಾವು ಇಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡುವ ಕೆಲಸ, ಆದರೆ ಕರ್ಮ ರೋಗಿಯು ಅದನ್ನು ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗಿಯು ನಿಸ್ವಾರ್ಥದಿಂದ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಆದರೆ ಕರ್ಮ ರೋಗಿಯು ಅದನ್ನು ಸ್ವಾರ್ಥಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅವನು ಒತ್ತಡದಿಂದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಆ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಕರ್ಮ ರೋಗಿಯು. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗಿಯು ನಿಸ್ವಾರ್ಥದಿಂದ ಅವನು ಒತ್ತಡ ರಹಿತವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಮ ರೋಗಿಯು ಫಲಾಪೇಕ್ಷೆಯಿಂದ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಆದರೆ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗಿಯು ಯಾವುದೇ ಫಲಾಪೇಕ್ಷೆಯನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳದೆ ಅವನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ. ಕರ್ಮ ರೋಗಿಯು ದೇಹ ಭಾವನೆಯಿಂದ ನಾನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವವನು ನಾನೇ ಅಂತ ಅವನು ದೇಹ ಭಾವನೆಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಆದರೆ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗಿಯು ಮಾಡಿಸುತ್ತಿರುವವನು ಭಗವಂತ, ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿರುವ ಈ ದೇಹ ನಿಮಿತ್ತ ಮಾತ್ರ ಎಂದು ತಿಳಿದು ಅವನು ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಮ ರೋಗಿಗೆ ನಿರಾಶೆ, ದುಃಖ ಉಂಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅವನು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಭೂತ ಹಾಗೂ ಭವಿಷ್ಯತ್ತಿನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚಿಂತಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಆದರೆ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ನಿರಾಶೆ, ದುಃಖಗಳಿರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವನು ಮಾಡುವ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ವರ್ತಮಾನದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದು ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಗಮನವಿಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಭೂತ ಭವಿಷ್ಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚಿಂತೆಯನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳದೆ ಮಾಡುವ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಸದ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ವರ್ತಮಾನದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದು ಅವನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಕರ್ಮ ರೋಗಿಗೆ ಕಾಯ, ವಾಚ, ಮನಸ, ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲವುಗಳು ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಹೊಂದಾಣಿಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಅವನು ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಆದರೆ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗಿಯು ಕಾಯ ವಾಚ ಮನಸ ಬುದ್ಧ ಈ 4 ಕ್ರಿಯೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅವನದು ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗಿಯು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಂದೂ ಸೋಲುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನ ಆಂತರಿಕ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಉತ್ತಮವಾಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ, ಏಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಫಲಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂಟಿಕೊಂಡಿರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗಿ ಅವನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಲ ಬರ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡ್ಲಿ, ಅವನು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ತನ್ನ ಗುರಿಯನ್ನು ಒಂದೇ ಅವನು ಸಾಧಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಅವನ ಆಂತರಿಕ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಉತ್ತಮವಾಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ. ಅವನು ಮಾಡುವ ಕೆಲಸ ಅವನ ಕೈ ಹೃದಯದ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ಕರ್ಮ ರೋಗಿಗೆ ಸೋಲಿನ ಭಯದಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತಾನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅವನ ಆಂತರಿಕ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಉತ್ತಮವಾಗಿರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಮತ್ತು ಅವನು ಕೈ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಕರ್ಮ ರೋಗಿಯು ಮನಸ್ಸಿನೊಂದಿಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗಿಯು ಕೈ ಹೃದಯದ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ. ಇದಷ್ಟು ಕರ್ಮ ರೋಗ ಮತ್ತು ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗಿಯ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸಗಳು ಸರ್.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಅಮ್ಮ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.
Krishnaji, would you like to go next? Or Smitaji, would you like to?
I can go. So karma, difference between karma yoga and Karmaroga versus karma. Karmaroga is something like whatever the action we perform with kind of selfishness, and the action has been influenced by identifying one with their body, mind, and whatever the data they have been gathered, and for the self happiness and for the friend and whatever so on. Whereas karma yoga is doing a selfless service, and Guruji gives example like comparing habits like trekking or musicians, painters. So how can we do karma yoga? It's like karma yoga is it's the deepest form, and like it's purely selflessness and performing without any expectation and not claiming the doership. So those things are will be covered under karma yoga. And how can I make every action into karma yoga is also part of this. So any action you take, you do it with full hearted. With the word yoga means like union. Here union they are referring to being in the present with the fullest attention to any activity we perform, and not really worrying about the result of it, and not even claiming the result of any action we perform. And we are providing that as the result to, even if it is positive result or negative result, and we are not claiming it. We are saying this is all God himself. So that's what karma yoga versus karmaroga. These are my understanding. Thank you.
Thank you, Krishnaji. Smitaji?
Yes. So Guruji explains yoga is not the step to reality. Yoga is every step to reality. So a karma yoga, in karma yoga, every step we take, every action we take is towards is the reality that we have to realize, not to attain something. Karmaroga is, if I do this, then I will achieve something. The doing itself, the action itself is yoga. The action itself is peaceful, stress-free, and complete for me to and for one to perform. In Karmaroga, one is choosing to focus on the result, and hence you are more stressed. You are more thinking about, oh, if this happens, what I will do if that happens. You are neither enjoying the action, the act of performing that activity, nor are you focusing on what needs to be done to complete that activity, but the focus is on the end result, the negative of it, the positive of it. Okay, if I happen, what I will do. There is that famous story, ಹಾಲ್ ಬರಕ್ ಮುಂಚೆನೆ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹಂಚಬೇಕು, ಏನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಎಂಥ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡೋದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ದಟ್ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಡ್ರೀಮ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಿಕ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಬಕೆಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೂಸ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ಆ ತರ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್, ಬಟ್ and karma yoga is living in the present, being now, being here, and being peaceful, and being in a state of rest, and working on your action, and being in that is karma yoga. That's my understanding.
Very nice, Mitaji. Thank you. When we look at these two words, in both the words, karma is common. Only the latter part has either roga or yoga. So it is very important that we clearly understand what is karma. In the society, generally, we use karma in many contexts. Sometimes, it is also used in the context of ayo karma to indicate something negative that is happening, or something that, that happens to us, which we do not want. So like that, there are various connotations of the word karma. So karma itself is very simple. It simply means action. So when you and I look at our lives, is there anything in life which is currently not actively changing? Or in other words, action seems to be the very nature of the reality of the world. So you and I also, whether you like it or not, cannot simply sit there. You have a body and mind, and through the body and the mind, constantly action is happening. So reality of life is action. It's an action-oriented world. So therefore, action itself is not pure or impure. Action is what it is. It's the nature of reality of what we call as the world. But then what becomes then the roga versus yoga? You all already have spoken about it. But just to give another perspective, when you look at the world of action, there are actually three components to it. There is an action, there is an aspect of the desire or an aim. As a simple example, I want to eat idli is the aim. Then I start acting towards it. Maybe I have the batter, then I will go and pour it into the idli cooker, and I'll wait for some time. So the aim that I put in my mind, that I want idli, made me to go and cook the batter. Now, that is the action. So the first aspect is the aim. Second aspect is the actual action that we perform towards a attainment of a particular aim. Then naturally, in any such action, there is a third aspect also, which is when I've cooked, either I get very nice steaming idlis, or let's say I have forgotten to add water and the whole thing is burnt up. So it is not nice. Maybe it has become hard or it has become charred. So there is a success or failure in any particular outcome. And that success or failure, once again, depending upon what I want, I may say, ayyo, why it burnt? I may get scolded, I may become afraid, or I may feel sad, ayyo, I wanted to eat and it is not also happening. Or I may get worried that, maybe my mother or wife or somebody may come and yell at me. So all this could be the outcome. Or I can simply say, okay, so now this happened, let me clean it up and let me put once more the idli batter for cooking. So like that, it all depends upon how I interpret that result. So if you look at it, this is a constant cycle. There's an aim, there's an action, there is a result of the action. And if the result of the action is what I desired, I may say, oh, it is successful because That is what I wanted. I wanted nice steaming idli and I got it. So it is success. If I receive something else, a burnt idli or half-baked idli or whatever else, I may call it as failure. Oh, this is not what I wanted. It's a failure with respect to my aim. So this aim, action, result, it's a constant cycle that is happening, if you notice. And this is just the nature of the reality. That is how world is. That is how this world of action is. When I have a wrong understanding in this cycle is when I get caught up. What all can be the wrong understanding? Fundamentally, in terms of the action, two misunderstanding can be there. One is that of the primarily the wanting for the result. I cook the idli, I put the batter for the idli, that was the aim. Is that what I'm referring as result? No. What I'm referring as result, whether the idli came out nicely or not, is the result. So the attachment towards one kind of a result is the problem. Because when you cook the idli, it may come out nicely or it may come out not so nicely. That is the reality of that particular action, is it not? Just like any game that you and I play in life, there can be success or failure. However, wanting only one kind of a result, favoritism towards only one kind of a result, which is success, I always want success, is one of the fundamental catch. Either I have to realize that any game I play, any aim I put, and I perform action towards it, it can either lead to success or failure. I have to accept both success and failure as part of the outcome. Sometimes the idli may come out nicely. Today the idli may has come out not so nice. Why it happened? I forgot to put water. Why I forgot to put water? Maybe as soon as I started pouring the batter, I got a call and I got distracted. So what is the lesson for me? To pay complete attention when I'm doing something. So like that, I can, when I learn to accept both success and failure, in a way, whatever may be the outcome, I always can learn. Is it not? From success also I can learn. From failure also I can learn. Now I've become free from the result of the action. Because this is the first fundamental catch, which is what Sri Krishna teaches. Karmanne vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. He teaches it as don't yarn or don't keep on clamoring up for a particular type of result. So give up your attachment to result. That's what he says. Either you say that success and failure, I am not worried that way, or you may say success or failure, I'm okay with both of them. Both of them put you, meaning your mind, at ease. Is it not? So this is the first catch which causes the roga, the Karmaroga. Oh, I want success only. What if I do not get success? So this is the first catch of the Karmaroga. Once when I train my mind to accept both success and failure, then this roga I can be free from. First fundamental roga. The second fundamental roga is I am doing. I am the doer. Who made the idli? I made the idli. Who made the dosa? I made the dosa. Who built this house? I built this house. So all this me and mine, who has done? Oh, I should have got the credit. I put so much of blood and sweat in this project. But look, somebody else is taking the credit away. I should have been praised. I should have got the raise. So like that, I am the doer is a second fundamental catch in the cycle of karma. How to get rid of this? Very simple. Am I truly the doer? is the simplest question I should ask myself. Am I the doer? If I am the doer, then I should know everything that is there about that doing. In that very idli, that batter that I'm pouring, did I make the idli batter? I may say, yeah. Yesterday I took the rice and I soaked it and I made it into a nice little batter using the grinder. But for that thing to become batter, there is a fermentation that is happening. Can I ever do the fermentation? So like that, when I closely examine anything that is happening in life, for one thing to happen, there are million other things that are connected. Rice itself is something that I have not made. For that rice, which has now become the batter, that very rice has come through a cooperative action of so many, right from that farmer, from that germ, that worm, that bird, that field, that truck that carried, the farmers and the helpers, hundreds and millions of people, the light, the air, the water. So when I look at everything, it's at any moment, any action that is happening is because of the cooperation among millions of life forms. But I, in my wrong understanding, want to take the credit for what is happening. I did it. I did the idli. I am the one who made this house happen. I am the one who should be given the credit. This is the second fundamental catch. I am the doer. When I have this wrong notion that I am the doer, naturally in this cycle, when success comes, I take a lot of credit. When failure comes, I naturally can get very sad because I am the doer, no? And also because I do not really have control over all aspects of it, I am the doer is constantly putting me into worry, anxiety, tension. What if that doesn't go well? What if this doesn't go well? Why that happens? Because I am the doer. What if they have a wrong impression about me? I'm speaking now, or I'm cooking this. Will they like it? If they don't like it, so all these tensions and anxieties. What is the root of all that? Because I am the doer. So when I am the doer, I naturally want it to be best. Nothing wrong with that feeling, but wrong understanding that I am the doer puts me into all these other catches. So realizing that I am not the doer, what does it mean? That whatever that is happening because of the cooperation. At any point of time, even the single simplest activity, just this very movement of the finger, this very word I'm uttering, any activity I take, any activity is not because of only one being. It's a cooperation among, in fact, the totality is there in any given moment. For this very finger to move, blood has to flow. For the blood to flow, heart has to work. For the heart to work, energy has to be there. For the energy to be there in the form of the air. And the air is by the plant. And the plant is nourished by the earth, the water, the sunlight. If the sunlight is not there, the energy is not getting produced. So like that, if you simply examine, and it is a far more intricate chain, if you simply examine at any point of time, even the slightest, smallest of the thing is because of the cooperation among everything that is there in this universe. But I, due to my misunderstanding, simply take credit. This is the root of the second roga. I am the doer roga. So two fundamental rogas are there. I am the enjoyer roga. I am the doer roga. So when I give up these two notions, these rogas are there in my thinking process. These are not physical rogas. They manifest in various physical rogas also. When I am very anxious, when I'm constantly anxious, various kinds of physical ailments come. When I'm constantly worried about result, various kinds of uh, issues in life. For example, ulcers. What is ulcer? Ulcer is a form of burning in the stomach. What is burning in the, how burning in the stomach is happening? Many a times, jealousy. Oh, that person is doing so better than me. We were together, but look at him. He got away so nicely and he has come up so nicely. He was very weak in studies during school days, but now today look at him or look at her. So all these kinds of comparative way of thinking about life, jealousy. In Kannada, it is called hotte uri. So it causes the burning in the stomach. So that naturally produces ulcer. Because when I'm constantly thinking about such thoughts, every thought brings about a change in the body. And such thought, jealousy, hotte uri. So it causes burn. And that burn causes ulcers. Because the stomach lining gets eroded and then the blood starts oozing out, ulcer. So like that, fundamentally, the thinking roga manifests in physical roga. And if you really closely examine, 99% of the rogas that you and I or the society is inflicted with is because of this kind of a thinking process called as psychosomatic diseases. Most of us are not dying because of the accidents on the road or because of the germs like COVID. Most of us are dying because of blood pressure, ulcer, diabetes, sugar, cancer, bedwetting. So like that, hundreds of psychosomatic diseases. Thinking, psyche, somata, disease in the body, psychosomatic disease. So essentially, when I learn to perform the karma without a attachment to the fruit of the action, or learning to accept both success and failure, or any fruit of the action, frees me from the sense of enjoyership. And when I realize that I am not the doer, doing is happening. And this instrument, this mind and body is also part of that. Just like that tree is part of this, just like that sun is part of this, just like everything else is part of this very moment's action, this mind and body is also part of this. Frees me from the fundamental doership roga. So these two rogas, when I become free, which are in the thinking process, doer roga and the enjoyer roga, then naturally I am able to stay in my true nature. Then naturally it is karma yoga because I am no more having tension and anxiety. Hari Om. Any questions or any additional points on this particular discussion so far? Okay.
Hari Om Vijayji.
Yes, Rajita ji.
But as you told, psychosomatic diseases. So, what is the root cause? Like, how we can practically try to try to make understand that all the how to evolve. For example, many people around us, they'll be thinking in the same way as you told, the jealous, kama, krodha, moha, mada, matsara. So, because most of them are, they'll be in different levels, right? Like a few people will be in tamoguna, rajoguna, and sattva. Only when they are in sattva guna, we can explain them and um, uh, try to change their thinking. Otherwise, what is the action that we can take? We can help the others
So first and foremost,
who are suffering.
yeah, first and foremost, in reality, you can only help that person who wants help, who has said that, okay, I need help, and somebody is coming to you, right? It's just like the Bhagavad Gita itself. Sri Krishna taught it in front of everybody, but only apparently Arjuna received it. So what happened to all the other millions others? So what it indicates is the right understanding is there all the time, but I have to open up myself to it. I have to open my heart to the reality. So therefore, the first thing is the way I can help. What is our Sadguru teaching us? Atmano mokshartam jagat hitayacha. So first and foremost, I have to realize my true self, and I have to get established in that. So for example, if somebody is walking and somebody comes and begging, give me something, and I put my hand and I want to give something, what will come out of when I take my hand out? Whatever I might have put in my pocket. So therefore, if I myself am not yet established, if I myself am jittery, if I myself am feeling, oh, what if this happens, what if that happens, kind of a thinking process, there is no way I can ever help somebody. So therefore, the first and foremost thing is I have to realize all this, and I have to get established in that. And how do I become established in that? I become established in that through Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa, constant contemplation, and also through Seva, Sadguru, Satsanga. So I get involved myself in Seva. That way, I become established. And when I become established, just like how when a flower is there, naturally the bees will come to the flower. Why? That is just the nature of nature. Nothing to be done by the flower. The flower is simply there. And because the flower is simply there, the bees naturally get attracted to the flower. So that is truly how you and I can be of value to anybody else. So therefore, all the activities of our light of the self also, there is no coercion. It is simply a broadcast. This is happening, and those who get interested, they come and join. There is no way that I can coerce. So now going back, therefore, in and around me, how can I make sure that this knowledge is spread? Nothing to be done. I simply have to start living with this clarity, with this purity. When I start living, naturally others will start seeing, and it naturally brings the right circumstances around me, and through that, naturally the message will get spread. And as it happens, you will know what is the right next step to take. So till then, it is simply an invitation. We can keep inviting. So for example, whenever any new Bhagavad Gita session or any new AVC session begins, the message is spread. But usually it so happens that, say, for example, if 1,000 people read, maybe some 20-30 people enroll. And out of those 20-30 people, maybe only 4 or 5 continue to be there. That's just the nature of it. But you and I have an opportunity here to sit and contemplate and to get established. This is how I see it, Rajita ji.
Wow, wonderful, Vijay ji. Yes. So first of all, as you told, change what you can, accept what you can't. So when the change begins in myself, the everything, as you told, it happens. It's happening. Got the answer. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Rajita ji. Any other question or any other points? Smitaji, Savitriji, Krishnaji.
This is so different from our usual thinking of the carrot and stick model, right? For even for children or if or work life, you do this, you get a carrot or you get a stick. It's the very opposite of that thinking.
Absolutely. Absolutely. See, in the especially in the society or in the corporate world, we are constantly conditioned, like that. We have all seen that Pavlov's dog experiment, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So you ring a bell and the dog starts salivating because it's been conditioned. So the conditioning of the mind is that if I do this, I will get this. And if you don't do this, you will be penalized like this. So this carrot and stick model is how you and I also have been trained to think. So to become free from this thinking process is the freedom from the Karmaroga, because it is this thinking that is causing this entire chain of rogas. And to implement it practically, either in the family or in the
very difficult. I was thinking the same thing.
professional life is also not a easy thing.
So if you think it, you see small children, and I'm seeing my own, they are very free. They don't have all this. The society starts building that pressure, and then when you're reaching your 50s, 70s, 60s, then your spiritual life, you want to go back to that. Right? A child is actually free of all of this. He doesn't understand result. We start saying, okay, good, you got this, bad, you said this. Right? So we start putting that. Then you want marks, then you want a seat and admission, then you need all that. That is the trap, but it is very difficult. It is, if you don't get good marks, you will not get admission in a good college. If you don't get admission in good college, your career prospects are low, not very bright. So it's all a chain.
There was a beautiful cartoon I saw, Smitaji. There's the picture of a beggar, and there is one mother and child standing, and the mother is showing the child, see, if you don't study, this is what you end up becoming. This is one picture. And right next to it, there's another picture, a mother standing there and showing, if you study well, you can help a person like this. So like that, it is a constant re-examining my own attitude to situations around me. Whether I like it or not, whatever may be the reason, but this mind also has got conditioned to think in a certain way. And that conditioning, becoming aware of that conditioning in every situation, and to see, is this akin to the reality? Is this the right way? Is it in tune with the reality? Only when it is in tune with the reality, it will naturally have no friction inside me. When it is not in tune with the reality is when it will cause internal friction. So the roga, the feeling of anxiety, tension, worry, are all essentially signals to me that whatever I'm doing, it's like two metals, when they are rubbing against each other, it causes a lot of friction and a lot of heat and a lot of noise. And what I need oil, lubricant. So when I do not have the lubricant called the right understanding, is when this action is causing the friction. So in a way, all these tensions, worries are indicators that something is not right there. And you said it rightly. In the childhood, everyone is free. But maybe by early adulthood, everyone has got, most of them have got conditioned into this thinking. And then we continuously, as parents also, everybody tells, why are you so stressed? Why are you so worried? Become free, become free. Stress is not good. Have healthy life balance. And in work life, though, we constantly talk about stress management as if there is something worthy of managing. And we have hundreds of self-help gurus who come and teach us about how to handle stress, how to win, how to constantly win. So like that, it's a chain. And luckily, somewhere Bhagavad Gita, Sadguru comes in life and shows us, hey, there's another perspective. That's why in every situation, no, there is Duryodhana's perspective in Bhagavad Gita. There is Arjuna's perspective in Bhagavad Gita. There is Sri Krishna's perspective in Bhagavad Gita. Each perspective is an indicator of my own mind, how I am thinking in a given situation, and how else I can look at it.
But how does one come out of this? Saturday, I listen to this, then I realize, yes, all of this, what you, I mean, no, I am of the thinking roga, or then Monday you're back to work, or you're back to school, you're back to this thing, then you're in that, as soon as reach office, something has gone wrong, then you're on full tension, full stress. It is how to break free from this cycle. It's like
So it is Sri Krishna later, he has given many strategies. Bhagavad Gita is full of strategies only. One of the simplest strategy is given is called as Abhyasa Yoga. Abhyasa Yoga means repetition. How did you and I get into coffee chatta, for example? I don't know whether you have it. I also don't like coffee, but tea chatta. How is that you and I maybe like that something else chatta for you? How did you get into that? As a child, I did not have that tea chatta. When did it start? Sometime later. And how it has become now in the morning, if I don't drink tea, how did I, how is that I keep saying that, yo, something is missing, I'm feeling very low, and all that feeling, how does it come? Because now the body and the mind have both got conditioned to that chemical. When that chemical goes in, there is a little bit of neurotransmitters that come in, right? So physically, the body is now yearning for that. It wants that experience. And mind also helps it. I haven't had tea today. So I have noticed, I keep going on and coming out of the tea chatta. And I notice how our mind works. When the day, that the thought that appears, I have not had tea yet. So say, for example, some days it comes at around 12 o'clock. Suddenly from 12 o'clock, suddenly the headache starts. There's a slight tingling in the head and headache starts at 12 o'clock. Till then, it was a normal day. The moment that thought entered the mind that I have not had tea yet, suddenly feeling starts. So like that, all these are chattas that you and I have gotten into by practicing. It was not there. The first day I drank tea, it was not this way. Second day, it was not this way. Third day, fourth day, as I started conditioning my mind. So there's a beautiful example, no? Water dripping, and there is a stone under it. One or two drops, nothing happens. After that, what happens? There is a recess in that stone. How it happened? Same water, again and again, again and again. So now, this is the thorn, right? That has caused the problem. Now, the same thorn can be the solution also. Abhyasa Yoga. What a wonderful strategist Sri Krishna is. He says, you got into your chatta because of your abhyasa. Now you come out of your chatta through the abhyasa. Which abhyasa? Right abhyasa. What is the right abhyasa? Seva, satsanga, sadguru. Get yourself into some seva. Just like how you brush, our Sadguru teaches, just like how you brush, you do something of value to somebody else every day. Make it a practice. Simply make it a practice. Get into some chatta called Bhagavad Gita Satsanga. So this chatta elevates you. This chatta helps you to come out of the other chatta. So Abhyasa Yoga.
Very nice, Vijay.
Yeah. Anything else?